things are coming because every time we have seen 4 years the software industry will be at the peak stage. After 4 years its downfall will begin for another 4 years continuously. Then once again it raises. So this is already fourth year of the downfall. So definitely it should start now. On the statistics I am talking in my 20 years of exposure to these markets, in the software side, I have seen this happening almost 5 times. Now, anybody who enters in the software industry when it is about to raise, that person is always having some good career. Why? Once again to come to downfall, it takes 4 years. In 4 years, what has happened now? You became experienced. Even if the downfall starts after 4 years, we don't need to worry because we don't remove the people who are already experienced. We remove only people who are recruited recently. Therefore, in 2017, 2018, you get recruited, there is a chance you can lose your job if the downfall starts. If you are recruited now, there is no way it can happen because industry never touches people with experience, generally. Even though their salaries are high, they don't touch because I have to get that person into my system once again is a difficult process. So look into that and start. Every small thing can really play an important role. That's what I say. In the initial stages of your interview, don't do blunders. First rounds you can't do blunders because first rounds are only for basic fundamentals. So everything should be calculated very seriously from your side. In the same constraint, you watch once again, we are writing the select statement. Okay. Now when I am writing the select statement, in the place of state, I said 20 December 13. Now all my records are matching exactly to this or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Am I giving time anywhere?
No.
No. So how many records of data should come now? 12 records should come definitely. But watch the beauty of Oracle now. This is how you don't put your practicalities, you may get into trouble in interview rooms also. But I am just trying to show you the situation where you can get into trouble, catch up and then work out on it. Now here the biggest trouble is, sir, out of 12 what I am having, why I am getting only 5, why not the remaining 7? Here also Oracle is comparing the time. Here also it is comparing the time. But which time? You watch carefully, these records are the recent 5 records I inserted. It is not giving me all those records that were inserted by using what? Sysdate. It is giving me those records that I inserted by giving date in what? Single quotes. So what is happening in the process, if you want to understand, you need to check, select SAMP ID, comma, SAMP date, comma, _char of SAMP date, comma, we are saying dd hyphen, mon hyphen, then YY. We are just trying to say HH colon, MI colon, SS, and we are just going with the format indicator. SAMP date time. And I am saying from SAMP INS. So you just watch carefully, whenever I was using Sysdate, it was always taking the current time running in the clock. But whenever I gave my date, by using my composition of the single quotes declaration, it was taking 12 o'clock in the midnight. I think we have been speaking about this in the previous classes. Whenever you give only date, Oracle gives only 12 o'clock in the midnight as the time. Therefore, what is happening here, try to understand now. Whenever you give only date like this, Oracle is comparing the date along with the default time records. Those default time records are coming to you. So, I want all the records. I want all the records irrespective of the time. In this case, you have to say once again, _char of, and if you tell your Oracle, give me only the date part. Only on one side if you do it, that's it. See, we don't ask you too many questions on conversions, man. But we'll give you situations and we'll check how you will react to that. We don't check how correctly you react to it. That is also very important. Okay, we don't believe that student is not intelligent. We always believe that he is having intelligence, but what we check is he reacting to his intelligence to the situation that is demanded. This skill is called as which kind of skill? Generally, software engineers will say that if I want to get a job, I need some skills now. Can you tell me what is the skill you feel that you should have if you want to get a job in software side?
Logical skill. Logical skill.
Most important skill to have a job in the software side. I think people mostly speak about communication skills. Or no? We don't need your communication skills, man. Okay? Say like you're having communication skills. What I'll do with you, tell me. I don't need. We need some other skill. Okay? That particular skill is called something very special. Let me check. You can recollect it or not. I'll tell you one simple process. It's a experience in one of the real-time interview when we went for campus. Why we don't select people, you should understand with this. In campus, we conduct the interview for only the top level students or any average student also.
Top level
generally. So, mostly 65 and above, we consider, we'll call them. And then I think we have a written examination and so many things, and then finally one interview will be there after GD. A guy was there who was almost all the topper in that particular college since his true career was 72. You can just imagine. And in the college is college topperman. Nobody can expect that he can lose the job. But I'll tell you one simple process. You just check where we will concentrate. He is into the system and we ask the question like, can you gentlemen tell us, see, when a student comes in interview, he is having his own expectations that questions will be like this or that. He can't expect it. He was in the process and after some general formalities, the first question to that guy was, can you tell me how many airports are there in India? Definitely an average student will get shocked first of all. He'll think like, the interviewer will ask me how to declare a point. But yes, that was not there. The question was very casual. Can you tell me how many airports are there in India? This guy was over shocked. And he was keeping his eyes like anything and he's like, what's happening in my life now? He was looking very scared. Did you get me? No sir, pardon. How many airports are there in India? Like, I don't know. I said, look, think and tell me. No sir, I never concentrated on that side. So I don't know. How many I don't know. But if you ask me very few airports, I can tell you. And I want how many airports are there. Try from your side. After thinking for once again half a minute, no, I don't know. And I said, you can go. Can you understand this question, why it was asked actually? Many students will never understand. What is this ridiculous question to take me into software side? The next, another guy came in, he was average. Average, he was just 62% or 63, I suppose. And he was also there. And the question went in the same way. How many airports are there in India? Definitely he's also shocked, no doubt about it. But after half a minute, he said like 100 airports are there. He said like, do you know? Did you count? I did not count, but with my general common sense I can tell you that. So then we asked him like, how did you finalize that 100 airports are there in India? Sir, I am not saying 100 airports are there. 100 airports could be there, definitely. Are you sure? Can you tell us how did you decide? So my analysis was very simple. I divided my whole India into 5 parts. Northern India, Western India, Eastern India, Southern India and Central India. Now for definitely each region, if we consider that there is an airport, 5 airports definitely should be there. Now each region is a collection of few states, no doubt. So in that way, if I take, we are having on an average 28 states, let us say. Each state should have an airport definitely. So in that way, 28 airports will come. And a state is just not something like the whole process. We have districts in it. And we have few states with few major cities. In every state, if we consider that there are 3 major cities also, 28 into 3 was my calculation. And in that way, I am very much sure that on an average we are getting anything around nothing but 28 into 3. So around 75 change should come. And we have few districts that are highly developed. So for any district, I don't see international airports can be there, but domestic airports should be there. In that way, if you consider also another 25 will come definitely. So small and big airports and international airports together, 100 should be there. Maybe more also. By the time I am speaking with you, one more airport would be in construction also. He was selected. He was selected being 62. The first person was rejected. We call this intelligence as articulative intelligence. You have interpersonal skills, intellectual skill, professional skill, communication skill, anything you have, it's okay. But a software engineer should have articulative skill, articulation. Articulation in the sense, algorithmic analysis. Nobody can say that his algorithm is wrong. Result may not be correct, but process is correct. If I put that process of algorithm, definitely I'll get the number of airports of India. If I put that process on any country, I'll get the number of airports of that country. If I put that process on my whole world, number of airports in the whole world I can get. Means it gave me one formula, and that formula works for country, continents and the total world. I will definitely select that. So, your subjective intelligence is not important for us. Your articulate intelligence is more important for us. Many times people misunderstand articulation as manipulation. Manipulation is different. Manipulation contains one corner of fooling. Articulation never contains fooling. In this algorithm, he is not fooling anybody. He is giving a formula that can work for anywhere. Manipulation means it may work, it may not work. Therefore, people many times, their manipulative intelligence, they think that it is articulate intelligence. Please make a difference on that, okay? So, manipulation is different, articulation is different. So, articulation means it should happen, it will happen. Manipulation means it may. Therefore, sir, I have more of my skills. Which skill? Manipulative or articulative? Therefore, you need to be very clear on the system first of all. You don't know the system, how you can conduct and process. Therefore, conversion functions are not difficult. I am making my point very clear. But you don't know the behavior of the conversion function, you don't know where to apply them. Where to apply. Therefore, application state of the function plays a very important role. So, I hope you are catching the way we have to filter the dates. Let me tell you one thing. A student came and he was asked the same question and he was writing the query like this. He will never ever know that he is doing mistake. Why? Because in EMP table, you work like this throughout your life, you will get output. Why? Because in EMP table, all records are registered for what? 12 o'clock in the midnight. Therefore, the student thinks that I need not use this to care. If you give the same question to the professional, he will never ever try to write like this. Even before I ask, he will write to care on this and he will give me the answer. There's a difference between a student and a professional, that's all. I got an answer like this, I'll understand that his experience is on the paper, but his experience is not in the industry. I asked the question and he started writing like this. I believe now, okay, this person is from industry. Because industrial exposure will be different from classroom exposure. Understand this very carefully. Therefore, you keep your pen on the paper. We are calculating experience definitely. For people who are keeping experience in your resume, I am making my points very, very clear to you. Else all this discussion is unwanted waste of time for me. So, don't lose your jobs just because you did a silly mistake. Now coming to the remaining things. We can always store date and time into one single column only, and we said that behind the date definitely there is time. But we can't insert the time directly, it's not acceptable. So what do you mean by this? Now I'm just rolling back all my data. Because dates as they go highly in range, memory capacity may not be sufficient, okay? Because I may be working with older dates now. Now I am not having any data in my current table because I have gone for rollback. Okay, now I am inserting new records once again. Insert into SAM INS. Then I am saying values. Now you just watch carefully. I am saying that this is my value with the sys date. What is taken, can you tell me?
Sys date.
Tell me now.
Current
The current
date.
date and current
Current
time
time
to
is
the
taken.
latest is taken. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
So time is going in or time is not going in?
Time is going
Time
in.
is going in. Now I am inserting one more record once again. You just watch. This is my record where in the place of sys date I am going with my particular date 20-December-13. My time is going in or it's not going in?
It's going
in. Which time?
12 o'clock in the
12 o'clock
midnight.
in the midnight. But the situation is demanding in my project in such a way that I have to give my data like this. The date and 08 colon 27 colon, I am saying 45 AM. I have to give a date and time like this. Technically, when I try to give this date and time together, definitely I am following Oracle's requirements, no doubt. But associatedly, Oracle rejects it. So you cannot insert date and time together manually at a time. But end user is saying that I will give you date and time like this. You cannot tell him, no, man, you please take sys date. He says, I don't want sys date. My transaction completed yesterday, manually I will be entering today. So how you can say that take yesterday? So there is no way. So he says that when I am entering, I have to enter my time definitely. So in this particular case, when you are basically moving in, you have to call your to_date. And you are having your date over there, so identify the format now. What is the format? DD hyphen MON hyphen
5i, comma,
Then you should give comma.
space,
Then an HH colon
MI,
MI colon
SS,
SS. Then you are
Space.
giving any format indicator that doesn't matter. If everything is acceptable, it should push the data. So this is the way we insert date and time in Oracle. You have to keep up yourself of implementation very properly, I'm telling you. Now my date and time, what I gave, it's taken. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now my question is, when I give only this, what it has taken?
12 a.m.
Only date or time?
Date and
Date
time.
plus time adjusted to 12 o'clock in the midnight. In one of the situation, I am having one scenario like this. Watch. In one more project, what's happening is, the client is saying that he wants only time to be inserted, date and it doesn't need. And is giving the time as colon 29 colon select 54. My client is saying that I want this column to be with number, but this column which is date based, I don't want date in this column, I want only time. But if you give this time like this, Oracle cannot understand. But he is saying that he wants only time to be given. But can we expect only time to exist in the database?
No.
No, we don't have any separate data type called as time. Where there is date, definitely time will be there. Where there is time, definitely date should be there. So we have to tell Oracle to accept this as what now? Only time. So we have to call which function now? Once again, today. So you are calling the format indicator, comma, what is it? HH colon, MI colon, yes. And then we are just trying to give the indicator, whatever it is, and it is accepting. Means if it is accepting this as time, then what is the date internally? That's very important now. So you just watch carefully. I'm calling down my select statement. But when I'm calling my select statement, I'll say select SAMP ID, comma, I'm saying 2 underscore care of SAMP date, comma, dd hyphen mon hyphen yy. This is my SAMP date, comma. Then I am going with 2 underscore care of SAMP date once again, comma, hh colon mi colon ss, and I am just trying to say the format indicator. Then I am saying SAMP time, and I am moving down with from SAMP ins. I want you to catch few aspects here itself very carefully, okay? When we gave sysdate, it was taking what? Date and time currently running in the clock. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
When we gave only date, it was taking time as what? 12 o'clock in the midnight. When I gave date and time, it was taking the date and the time what I gave and it registered. When I gave only time, you watch, Oracle adjusted the date to 1st December 13. In one of my class I was telling you, whenever only time is given, Oracle adjusts the date to 1st of the current month running in the clock. These are all fundamental standards to remember with your dates, I am telling you. Therefore, date and time are always part of the same column. How you try to identify and how much you remember, that is absolutely lying on your own shoulders. I am finalizing the process of the patches what we missed with dates. Long back itself I said date is a very big discussion for us. I started and I am concluding the process now. So I hope now if only time is given how to handle and only date is given how to handle, if you want date and time how to handle, all the combinations we are closing. Let us go to the next one. Can we manage BC dates? Okay, Oracle definitely is having what? BC. So can we manage the BC dates? Now I am just once again going through the process, I am rolling back all my data. Okay? We'll take the table once again because when we go to BC states, the internal memory segmentations will not be sufficient for us on the systems what we are using. Now I want you to come very properly with the next few inserts. I am saying insert into SAMP INS. I am saying values. We are giving the ID. Then let us give the date as it is. I am saying 20 December 13. Did I give anywhere AD or BC? No. So when I am giving this, Oracle accepts it and keeps the date definitely with AD. Sir, why? It contacts my clock. My clock is running with what? AD. So it adapts it and keeps it. So without contacting your clock, Oracle never operates on any dates. But in the timeline, if 20th December 13 AD is there, yesterday I was showing you the timeline. According to that, 20th December 13 BC should be there definitely. So I want to register one date now. It could be any date when we are taking in synchronization, that's all. Where I want this date to be registered as BC. The same date I want to get registered in my database as what? No? BC. So when I don't represent, it takes my data as what? AD by default, because my current clock is running with what? AD. But I want this date to be taken as BC because I am having some date to that. A doubt may come from a student like, sir, why I will have a BC date? If you get one project of museum management, you will know that. Okay? So situations will tell you no. Amirpet cannot tell you. So you please adapt it, that's all. So when I am giving this, you watch, my Oracle definitely makes a rejection. So AD or BC indicator is not accepted directly in the dates. But I want this particular date to be accepted definitely as what?
Date.
Come on, BC. So 2 underscore date. Now we have to go down and say comma.
DD.
DD hyphen MON hyphen YY, and then we should say anything in indicator. Anything in indicator, that doesn't matter. Now if everything in the indicator is supporting, Oracle accepts it. Today you have inserted a BC date. So what is the proof of it? Select SAMP ID, comma, 2 underscore char of SAMP date, comma, DD hyphen MON hyphen YY, and then I am trying to say A dot D dot. SAMP date. From SAMP INS. So I hope you are ready for operating for the world's oldest data also, that is essential now. So remember your format indicators when they will make you work for any situation on the dates I am telling you. Now behind every date we have what we said?
Time.
Behind every date we have what we said?
Julian
number. So you just watch, definitely in this case the Julian numbers will be changing. I am just calling for your basic convenience 2 underscore char of SAMP date, comma, J. So I am saying Julian. This is an area where your interviewer will ask you, if I give a Julian number, can Oracle convert that into dates? Okay, I am giving a Julian number, can Oracle convert that into dates? This is one question that comes. Definitely yes. Sir, what is the proof now? Watch carefully, these 2 Julian numbers will insert, they should become the same dates once again.
Yes.
So let us just take a trial of assessment now. Insert into SAMP INS, okay? And I am saying values. So we'll take a sequence number of this, but you give a number directly like this, it cannot recognize. It cannot recognize it as a Julian number. It says inconsistent data types. His Oracle is thinking that this is which number? Number data type. So I have to tell my Oracle that it is not a number. Please treat this as not Julian. So 2 underscore date, and then you are going with the comma J. Immediately Oracle associates. Now you just watch here once again. We are calling this 3, and then in the place of this we are giving this, okay, what you are having there. So if the things are going very well, definitely it should internally recognize to that level or not.
Yes.
So what's the basic proof? I gave the Julians. Julians are converted into my dates once again perfectly as it is or not. This is where he can ask you one more question. Can you tell me exactly the Julian is starting with 1 on January 1st, 2012 and ending with what exactly to the process? Julian always begins with 1. So what is the proof? The proof is so simple, you just watch. We are calling the same construct, okay? Now we are trying to go for inserts, let us say, on this. Okay, I will call the insert statement now. What we had just now. Okay, now in this, I want to give this value with respect to as 4. And here I want to give this as 0. If suppose 0 was acceptable Julian, what should happen? It should insert. Yes or no?
Yes.
It's not acceptable. Yes. So it says Julian must be between 1, where 1 is January 1st, 4712 BC. And this is definitely December 31st, 9999 AD. Before I just try to show you that, we were missing few things in yesterday's class. What does that mean? SCC? Yes or no?
Yes.
And we are missing what? SYYYY. Because we are having BC dates, let us complete that now. Are you catching me? So I am just trying to show you on that composition where I will take this select statement. Now you are coming along with me to check whether your current century will work or it will not work. Okay, I will come and show you that once again. Now I am just going down with my, I will remove this Julian. Now this is my SAM date, let it be in original state. Then here I am trying to say SCC. Okay, and we are just going with it. Wherever BC dates are there, is it not giving negative sign now? The same way, you just watch, I am saying SYYYY. Wherever BC years are there, is it not giving the negative sign now? So until you don't see, some things you have to do your own R&D, keep the data and then work on it. You cannot expect Oracle to give you all the data, what it is speaking about, its functions and everything. Because how many times you have your own interest in keeping experimental data and testing on the process. That work you have to do, there is no other alternate in the construct. So try to understand these particular factors very clearly and start moving on. Now, let us just check these inserts with two more levels now. I am just rolling off my data because as my data increases in size, there can be a problem of memory for me. Okay? So I am just putting this and I am just trying to say this with 1. So if the things are going well, it's accepted. So when you start moving down through the process, you just check any number that is not acceptable, it definitely rejects. There is nothing like that. So Julian standards are known to Oracle. So Oracle's Julian is fixed or it's not fixed? Fixed. Now you just watch on the same construct, we are just calling this insert once again, and in the place of the 0, I am trying to go with this. Now you just call select SAMP ID, comma, 2 underscore, arrow, SAMP date, comma, dd hyphen, mon hyphen, YYYY, comma, a dot, d dot, SAMP date, from SAMP INS. Oracle dates start on 1st January 4012 BC, ends with 31st December 9999. There's a very specific difference between the Oracle's date where it starts, where it ends. So, the more you are aware of the properties of the conversions, I think you can do more better inserts and more better operations with the selects. Now, I just wanted to watch these few inserts what I am trying to do. Now, last situation what we basically missed, I am finalizing that. But one thing before I start up, in your personal systems or in your office system, before you execute these inserts, think twice. There is a chance your licensing softwares can get corrupted now. But I just wanted to watch these 4 inserts definitely. Now you watch, I am saying insert into SAMP INS. I am saying values. Now I am just giving the process as 20 December 13. Did I say anywhere it's 2013 or anything like that? No. But Oracle definitely can check that. But here one of the question what your interviewer can ask you is, I am inserting one record as 20th December, something like this. What he asks is, if your Oracle is managing the dates from 4712 BC to 9999 AD, Can you tell me this 98 when Oracle is registering, it is registering to which century, he'll ask you. So generally, Oracle is having some intelligence. We are not giving 4 digits here. So Oracle, how it knows it should be 2098 or 2198 or it should be something else now. But definitely Oracle is having its own intelligence in the process. If you go and look into what exactly Oracle is doing, I am saying SAM ID, comma, 2 underscore caro, we are saying SAM date, comma, DD hyphen, MON hyphen, YYYY. And I am saying SAM date from SAM INS. You just watch, Oracle has taken its own decision and made this 1998. Here one thing we are understanding now, Oracle is having its own intelligence. When we give 2-digit years, to keep the year either in the current century or in the previous century. It's making the century shift automatically now. Now acceptable or not acceptable is not the question, but Oracle is having this behavior, we should understand this. Now I am changing my clock, please watch. From 2013, I am shifting my clock to 2051. Okay? So, we are virtually in 2051 now. Means we have definitely crossed this half of the century. Yes or no? This century we have crossed now. Half the way. Now I am going for my inserts once again. Same inserts, please watch. I'll only change the ID values to be different so that you can catch me. Same 20 December 13 I am inserting once again. When my century is what? 2051. When my year is 2051, once again I am giving 13, 2-digit year. Oracle is doing the job. We are once again going with the constraint, with the process, and we are just making the same thing once again to get inserted. Where I am giving 98, but my clock is running with what? 2051, and this is also inserted. Now you watch the Oracle's behavior when it is keeping these 2 records into its system. When my clock is running with 2051, then definitely there is some criterial factor what Oracle is doing. This 2013, whatever you are having, Oracle is keeping it as 2113. And 98 it is registering as 2098. Means if you watch carefully, Oracle is always having its own self-intelligence. When 2-digit years are given, it may keep the year in the current century, or it may keep the year in the previous century, or it may keep the year in the next century. Means 1 century this side, 1 century that side, it navigates. Now under these circumstances, how Oracle is taking this decision, he will ask you. You cannot say, sir, Oracle works like that. Now why Oracle is taking this kind of decision, you have to give clear reasons to your particular interviewer. Why? Because he expects those decisions, how they are happening to the system. So Oracle is always following the date by contacting the server. There is one specific construct called as RR format indicator. We used to use this RR format indicator long back, and this RR format indicator was designed by Oracle only to handle Y2K bug. Today we don't expect you to use this RR format indicator, we give one suggestion. The suggestion what we give is, whenever you are handling dates in Oracle, please don't handle the dates with 2-digit years. Please see that you are registering the dates with 4-digit years, because in higher versions, Oracle always accepts 4-digit years without the expectation of conversion functions. Because if you give 2-digit years, there is a chance your centuries can change without you notice. Internal calculations and manipulations can go wrong. Therefore, in the higher versions of Oracle, since conversions are not highly adapted and accepted, or they are demanded, You better see that you are giving 4-digit years directly rather than using only 2-digit years. That's first suggestion. But say like 15 years back some projects are already developed in that, situations were inserted like this only now. Then how these decisions are changing we should understand. RR format indicator is a very special kind of indicator, and we will see where we can utilize it. Let us not worry about that. But the point what I want to say is RR format indicator, if you are not using properly, it behaves like YY indicator only. Now what is the rule of utilizing RR format indicator? The rule is whenever RR format indicator is implemented, it should be implemented in to-date conversion function only. It has to be implemented in to-date conversion function only. You cannot use it directly in to-char. If you use RR format indicator in to-char conversion function, it behaves exactly like YY. So you have to always see that RR format indicators which particular function? To-date. And on to-date conversion function, externally you go for to-char. That's not a problem. But it should be to-date only. But what is the way it is recognizing the century change now? This is the basic table you have to remember. If your interviewer is asking you how Oracle decides that century when 2-digit years are registered, then definitely you have to explain through this table. Now I am making the points too clear in 2 minutes now. Now last 2 digits of the year what you are supplying are on one side. Okay? 2 digits supplied by user. Okay? On the other side we are having 2 digits running in the clock. Two digits running in the clock. What actually Oracle does is, Oracle divides the total century into 2 parts. So, 0 to 49 is 1 and 50 to 99 is the next range. The same way, within the clock also, 0 to 49 and 50 to 99. Okay, that is what is basically happening now. Now you have to come up with my examples what I have picked up for you. Okay. Now we gave first 2 dates when the clock is running with which one? 2013. Yes or no? Means my clock is in which range now? 0 to 49. So clock is here in the first case, when in the first case. Okay, I gave a first record with what? 13. So my value is also in which range? 0 to 49. So the range of what I gave and the range of what clock is running, both are same. In which century clock is running, to that century it ledgers. The reason this was taken as 2013, current century. That's how Oracle took the decision. The second record I inserted is of which particular range? Come on now. 98. Yes or no? Means 50 to 99. But at this time my clock is in which range?
Same.
Clock is in which range? 0 to 49 only. Yes or no? Watch carefully. Clock is in lower range and your date what you gave is in higher range. So, Oracle automatically adjusts that 98 to the lower range of the current century. Because your clock is running in the lower range and your value is in the higher range, your higher range value will be adjusted to the lower range of the current century. Lower range of current century is what? 19. So 1 century back. That's how it's working. Are you catching the point now? So, that's the only reason this became what now? 1998. Previous century. Are you understanding how it is taking the decision now? Your range is higher, clock's range is lower, then automatically your year is adjusted to the lower range of the clock's century. Lower range by 1 range. the current is what? 20. It takes you to 19. That's how it pushes. That is its logic. Now later on, I gave 2 more records. When I gave these 2 more records, I adjusted my clock to which range now? Tell me now. 2051. Yes or no? So my clock is in which range now? My clock is in the higher range. So I am removing this, okay? So now I am in this range. So that is nothing but what?
51.
Okay? First record I gave as what?
30.
13. So I am in lower range. My clock is in
Higher range.
higher range. So clock's range is actually what? 2051. So adjust the date to 1 higher range. Are you 1 higher range? Because clock is in the higher range. So that's how it became what? 2130. Next century. Then you gave what now? 51 is here and you gave 98. Both are in the same range. Both are in the same range. So clock is running with what? 2051. So register this as what? 2098. So that it is correct century. So this correction is clear. Any dates that are looking wrong, you can correct them. But imagine your database having some million records. You can't just do that now. In that particular situation, what we'll do is we'll call the date column with RR format indicator. RR format indicator will check what is the range running in the clocks and everything, and it will make a correction and gets you the output. Are you catching the point now? So I think date, when we discussed, it's as simple as DD-MON-YY. But technically, if we put that together, I hope we are understanding how deep Oracle manages its dates very seriously. Now, how many format indicators you remember, I really don't bother. But technologically, it's not the function you have to remember, it's the format indicators you have to remember. They can be remembered only through good practice. So, it's up to you. Before I take you into group functions, the next level is group functions, when some general pressure, like how your interviewers can really handle you in these areas by giving some indirect questions which you may feel like they are critical. If you are very clear about the concept, you can attend it. Now, we are meeting tomorrow. Very clear about that, okay? And most probably, according to my mood, I may say, we may meet on this Sunday also. Because we are having some row of holidays in the process. So I will see that they are getting compensated by these weekends. Since I am available, I am able to take the class. If I am not available, definitely I will not take the class. So tomorrow morning at 7 we are meeting. Psychologically get prepared. On Sunday also we are meeting, definitely this week. Okay? And weekend classes doesn't mean that I will trouble you for 4-5 hours. Okay? Same time, same process. It will be only for 2 hours. Generally weekends when generally students get scared like maybe a marathon class will be there. I never believe in marathons. Be very clear about that. Same 2 hours. But we are meeting tomorrow and day after tomorrow. All the people are having any other schedules, cancel them immediately. Okay? Clear. Thank you. We are meeting tomorrow at 7. Thank you.